Welcome back, everybody. I hope you like my new way of doing PowerPoint. We'll see how this goes. Gotta love Zoom and the features that they roll out, right? Well, today we wanted to talk a little bit about audio and your videos all together. As you think through your project, there's certain parts of it that we've talked about: the storyline, the components, but we want to also think about some of the effects and the audio that are going to become just as important. If you think about it, we are flooded by videos everywhere we look, whether it's television, whether it's online news, viral video clips that come and go each week. We watch TV shows, we watch movies, all on our mobile devices. And as the designers, we're really fixated on how the visual looks. And sometimes we forget about the video and the sound. But sound cannot be ignored. It's one of the most important things. It's a fast track to assessing your viewers' memories. The same part of the human brain that processes the sense of sound also stores memory, at least in part of it. So it's very important that we have sound. Audio and video brings an experience to life, and it's one part of the editing process that you can't afford to slack on. So it's really important that we think about our audio as we move through. Good audio can be more important, or can good audio be more important than good video? Well, yeah, it is. Quality audio is significantly more vital than the visual components of a video. It's not to say that you neglect the video picture quality, but achieving good audio quality can actually keep your viewers' interest, even if your picture they're seeing isn't as good. Consider voiceovers. Voiceovers are easy, they're reliable. There's no doubt that while shooting video and sound in an outdoor location, recording high quality can be really difficult. However, with a little preparation, you can prevent a potentially disastrous situation. So think about the best options of recording when you're outside, staying away from windy, noisy outdoor environments. Most of that stuff you can avoid if you record your audio indoors or apply the audio as a voiceover. If you listen to our tutorial last week that I did, you heard a lot of background audio because I didn't record it in a really great place. I was recording it at a place of necessity and keeping my daughter entertained at the park. But that extra audio can be very distracting and cause someone to want to leave your video. Thinking about recording the audio off camera separately at a different location sometimes can be a better idea because you can add it to the video later and you can ensure the clarity and not having that excess noise to go with it. As we say, build your trust in your story, your product, or your issue. And while beautiful, well-staged videos can help sell a product, and with video content marketing, it's having high quality videos that will help you sell more. Imagine a website featuring video testimonials from customers who are thrilled to talk about your products. If the viewers are struggling to hear what the reviewers are saying because of that poor audio quality, it's useless. If it's a little fuzzy and it's harder to see them, they can still hear the review and it's still helpful. If people are going to rave about your products and you're lucky enough to have reviews like that on your videos, you've got to make sure they're crystal clear. So ask people if they're going to be in your video to wear a microphone or at least eliminate any outside noise. So if somebody's sending you video, ask them to really think about their audio quality and where they're going to record so they're in a quiet environment. Or again, getting a small lapel mic can be very, very helpful. A lot of times sound can invoke even more emotions than even a picture. You know, if you think about movies, the soundtrack, the music behind it can really make one visual feel one way versus another. And there's sort of three types of sound that we would see in a video. There's our human voice, our music, and then our sound effects. And once a fully produced video, it can evoke really strong emotions. So whether it's fright, sadness, guilt, happiness, you know, emotion is really informed by that sound. You know, a video of walking into a barn can be a happy thing because we hear some happy music, or it can be scary if we've got some like slasher movie music going on. So sound can really tell us what to feel, how to interpret the visual that's in front of us, right? So when we think about the sound and the sort of the three different ways and how you can inform sound through different things. So the human voice, this speech or of your on-screen subject telling your story or showcasing. It's a verbal narration that can add context to the screen and can give some interactions, telling the audience, you know, how to react. So the human voice can be a really good piece to really give the context to things. While music can be overlaid on clips, like I said, and can really relate to emotion. Sound effects are sort of that third thing. And while we think a lot more about sound effects in terms of movies and radio even, they can be good even on our little videos that we're doing for class or for products. You know, the soundscape overall paints the audio picture. So think about sounds you might hear in a busy newsroom in New York City. They're a lot different than what you might hear on the Alps. So the sounds of these environments is very unique and can create emotional response with the viewer while making it feel very much more realistic. So while we want to eliminate some of those extra sounds while we're recording our human voice, these extra sounds still are valuable and can be put in purposefully to add some emotion and help tell a story in a particular way. You know, silence can speak very, very loudly. And you have to think about that. Are there moments in your video where we don't want sound? You know, it's a contradiction, but one of your most powerful tools in audio is literally silence, right? You know, part of the video producer's job is to really guide the user through the story. And when you take away sound, you're exercising this tool to direct the viewer's focus to the screen, you know, showing them that something extremely important is about to happen. It's sort of that dramatic pause that we think about in theater, you know. However, it has to be used sparingly. If it's a key part of the audio in your video and can be very effective when used well. But if you overdo it with your dialogue, use music and pauses too much, they lose their impact. So use them sparingly to really keep your viewer interested. This is a great quote. Most people won't notice good quality sound, but almost everyone is going to notice when the sound is bad, right? We don't notice the wonderful music and the way a person's mouth matches up with their voice when it's working in a movie, do we? No, we notice it when it's not. So we notice bad sound. So really think about that. We want to have good quality sound that is not influencing or interacting with our communication and our flow of communication. We already have enough things that are distracting people and influencing people and getting the message across that we want. Don't add an extra thing by making the sound so bad that it's hard for the message to get through to the user. A couple examples. Let me see if I can pull these up.
my name is Olivier Dessin, and I'm the owner and chef of Millefeuille Bakery Cafe. I opened that shop a year ago, and in New York City. I just come from Paris. So my name is Olivier Dessin, and I'm the owner and chef of Millefeuille Bakery Cafe. I opened that shop a year ago, and in New York City. I just come from Paris.
So we're here in Panama at Playa Teta, where I'm super stoked because I get to surf today with one of the world's top big wave surfers, legendary Ian Walsh. And Ian is going to teach me today how to catch a wave and how to do a bottom turn. So we're here in Panama at Playa Teta, where I'm super stoked because I get to surf today with one of the world's top big wave surfers, legendary Ian Walsh. And Ian is going to teach me today how to catch a wave and how to do a bottom turn.
Today we're going to teach Lauren how to surf in the Pacific side of Panama. And the waves are fun, 2 to 3 feet, really good offshore winds, and beautiful blue sunny day. I'm just going to try to avoid the rocks on the inside a little bit. Today we're going to teach Lauren how to surf in the Pacific side of Panama. And the waves are fun. It's about 2 to 3 feet, really good offshore winds, and beautiful blue sunny day. Just gonna try to avoid the rocks on the inside a little bit.
So this is what it sounds like to have bad audio for your video. I have a Nikon D5300 and the visuals are okay. The visuals are actually really good, but the sound quality is horrible. There is echo in the room, you can hear the traffic on the outside, and my voice is not isolated. And again, with bad audio, your audience will click away. So this is what it sounds like with a lavalier microphone. The noises from the outdoors and the echo of the room are now gone. And most importantly, I've isolated my voice and it's clear and crisp. And I'm standing mere about 3 feet from my camera. I hope this demonstration helps you to know what is the difference between good audio and bad audio. Remember, using a mic lapel or a boom mic even can increase the quality of your audio in your video. And remember, without good audio, people will click away from your video, no matter how good your visuals are. Again, my name is Ernesto from Film.
So as you can see in those examples, very much can make a huge difference in how easily you can fix audio and audio issues with just a small mic. And you can get, that last one had a little lapel mic for $85 on Amazon. You can get them even cheaper. And we have one that you could borrow too, if you need to. But even, you know, even your phone, if you're recording on your video and you put your phone right next to, even that can help you get better audio that you can then place into as voiceovers. The other thing we wanted to touch base this week is we are going to be using a little bit of software for some post-production stuff today. So we've learned some basics in Premiere and getting things together, but we're going to jump into After Effects real quick, briefly this week to give you some just very, very basics. And it is a program that's used for post-production a lot of times because it has hundreds of effects that can manipulate images, help you combine layers of video, images into scenes. You can almost think of it as the Photoshop of movie production. InDesign is sort of the Premiere where it puts pieces together, where Photoshop lets you do, you know, the crazy edits and things. And so that's what After Effects is. You know, it's about adding visual effects and animation with using KeyPost, very similar to what we did this last week on animating our intro in Premiere, but this is taking it to a step further. So with this access to transformative properties, you can change just about anything you'd like on a video image, color, size, rotation. You can take something out, add something in, but you can really add some interactivity and some further creativity. So we're going to use that this week with After Effects. And again, scratching the surface of those. But I did want to, 1 second remind you, there's a reason we use visuals, and there's a reason we use visual effects on top of our sound. So sound is great, transitions are great, but visual effects can really help because they can help generate buzz and show your product before, it's really complete. Animation will allow you to visualize what things might look like before you actually have something done. It's a great, if you're trying to show a product to somebody that maybe isn't complete, you can really use some shooting techniques and some animation to make that come out. These visual effects are really great for that wow factor, that entertainment, memorable videos, the ones that are seen over and over again online. They add more emotional stimulation and can increase recall of information that's provided. Visuals and special effects are one of the most effective ways to create visual stimulation. Our brains process images over 60,000 times faster than text. And 90% of information feeding to the brain is visual. So if we add some visual effects and some wow factor, it's just going to make it that much more memorable. And you can also reinforce your brand identity by making some visual effect with your brand, your logo, and helps just with that recognition and reinforcing your effects with colors and shapes and characteristics that you typically would have related to your brand. So it helps solidify that brand message just a little bit deeper. All right, so this week we really are going to think about audio, and we're going to making sure we get good audio, but we're also going to think about how can we visually stimulate with some crazy fun effects in After Effects. And again, we're just scratching the surface with this software, so don't panic if you feel like you don't get a ton of After Effects. I just want you to see the down and dirty of what it can do. All right, everybody, have a great week.